Hello everyone and welcome back to watching Flip on the Cryptocraft Unleashed server. As so often is the case, you see me playing here where I've once again set something large on fire. I assure you though, that was part of the plan because what I'm here today to do is to complete a mild objective of mine. I say mild because it's kind of part of a much bigger plan that I'm very slowly working towards. I've got the pieces crafted for it. Whoops. In a separate area, but for right now, the next step is doing exactly what I'm doing right now. You might not think it's important, but see those little things on my hotbar? Yeah, we saw how to make those the other episode, I believe. One of them, anyway. Soul shards. I'm gonna need a zombie one specifically. I think. Maybe not specifically a zombie one, but anyway, we need to fight through this lich tower. If I get extremely lucky, maybe we'll find, like, I don't know, a glistering melon or something. Be able to get me back some health. Okay, so far, looking okay. Needing the bread, though. Needing the bread. If this thing gets up to tier 5, that's what we need. And the easiest way to get a shard up to tier 5, when it's already tier 4, is if I can find another zombie spawner in this tower to just right-click on it. So yes, today is murdering zombie time. I knew these Twilight Forest tower things were good for something, and that's just mob grinding. So we take our soul shard, and boom! It's still level 4. Okay. That just means it's going to take a few more zombies or so. Remember, always leave, well, it's not always important to leave all your spawners around until you can use them, but specifically in this game, sometimes spawners themselves are resources. So you wouldn't want to destroy everything much too early. It certainly is a lot better destroying spawners with soul shards than it is, you know, killing 612 individual zombies. I mean, that would not be much fun for anyone involved, would it? No, although this does allow me to collect strange drops, such as a zombie head, which will maybe come in handy later? We'll figure it out. This is one of those lich towers that I've kind of explored all the way to the top and then didn't finish. I tend to do that. That one is a skeleton shard. Okay, not something we need. But this does suggest perhaps that maybe there's some... If they would stop knocking me around, that there is another zombie area somewhere nearby. I'll admit, this Twilight Forest is not the unlaggiest it could be, but we must all make sacrifices in the name of the greater good. Come here, mobs. Seriously, you want a good challenge? Run to one of these things. There we go. That looks like a zombie spawner right there, actually. There we go. Come on, tier 5? Still tier 4. Oh, we're so freaking close, everybody. Oh, I don't even know how many... Ooh, the whole staircase is broken here. Mind your step, Whip. I don't even know how many souls needs to be into this before it hits tier 5, and that means that you can, you know, turn on and turn it off with just the push of a redstone signal. Alright, looks like tier 5! It's 1024, everybody. I just hard casted my way into zombie zone and apparently just got another hat for my troubles. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, got some zombie heads around here. Yes. There would not be a big point to gathering skeleton shards at this point, but I will make a mental note to come back here should I ever desire that. Oh, it's another spoils bag on the floor. Certainly a spoils bag is much more valuable, whoops, than a single pair of golden boots. Or a single unenchanted bow. Wow. This lich tower is like spawner central, guys. Seriously. You guys, yeah. Experienced anything like this before? I would recommend you try it. Just break our way into here. Lava's a bit unsettling, and we'll break the bottom block in here. That should allow the water to flow freely out of the tower. Yes, making ourselves a wonderful... Whoop! Ugh! Feather falling 4, friends. Always go for that. Let's break a little piece of water here so that doesn't destroy the whole forest. Wow, that was actually more painful than I expected. Apparently those zombies don't want to leave me alone. Anyway, I will meet you back at home when I show you the various devices that this tier 5 zombie shard is necessary for. Stay frosty. We have all the materials we're going to need. We just need to plan out what we're going to do with it. I don't know if I've showed you yet these 2 layers of my house. There's, of course, the rooftop and the bottom. And fancily enough, you can walk on these teeth to actually jump onto the banister so that we can still, well, if I do it correctly, yes, still examine the upper rooftop area. Now, you might have noticed on the minimap the lovely symbol of chaos. That's right, the 8-pointed star that I like so much over here as the roof of this area of my, well, for lack of a better word, Fwippian Castle. So, I want something happening there. I'm thinking the easiest way to put a mob grinder essence farm thing is just shove it on my roof. The problem is, that makes things a lot more complicated. I like function in my house, yes, but I also don't like mobs everywhere, so... Now, unfortunately, as you'll notice, the grinder's in a very precarious position. Right there. And I'm kind of all about house design. So, here's the thing. This grinder block, it needs a redstone signal. That's not too difficult to achieve. In fact, I could possibly, if I wanted to... Actually, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to show you right now. Let's figure out how we're going to get a redstone signal to both that and a fictional, as of yet fictional. Oh wait, maybe I don't need the iron. Alright. A fictional signal that will turn on both the shard and that. It's just that mine factory block both requires some power and some item maneuverability and stuff like that. There we go. Okay. I'm going to be using this for reference right now so I don't mix myself up. Okay, so we've got our soul shard, right? Level 5. Perfect. Here's our soul cage. So, assuming then... Never assume, kids. Anyway, we take our raw plastic. This is going to be a very, very different kind of game for you guys, because this game here doesn't have wireless redstone. That's what I want to achieve. A signal that goes vertically. How might a Fwip be able to do something like that? Well, with this raw plastic, I can convert it very simply into plastic sheets. Quite a lot of plastic sheets, in fact. And these plastic sheets can very easily be converted as well into, bingo, bubby, Rednet cable. Rednet cable is basically the equivalency of wireless redstone, I believe. So all I need to do is make sure that the signal that I put into the grinder block also possibly is a signal affecting the other area. Okay. I've never used Rednet cable before. This is the fun part. So assuming that this goes up here, and then... Oh, you know what I have? You know what I have, guys. Okay. I'm gonna grab a lever. Maybe we can just input the things that we need right into this block. I know what you're thinking. Fwip. This obviously isn't gonna work. That grinder block, it needs, you know, it's going to output liquid, it's going to output items, it needs an input of power and redstone. That's ridiculous. Well, before you jump the gun and say I'm terrible for doing it this way, just give me a few moments, and I think I can show you what I've got in plan. Alright, so we're gonna need... Where is it? This chest? I remember gathering a ton, an absolute ton, of redstone lamps. That's all I need right now to demonstrate whether this Rednet cable is gonna work or not. There is a wrench specifically for the Rednet cable, I believe. I could be mistaken. But the point of that is just that... Oh, there we go. A few redstone lamps. Okay. Alright, the point of that, friends, countrymen, associates... Where am I going with this? So, all we do is we put one lamp up here. Not two. There should be some sort of Rednet wrench. Let me check. Wrench. How many wrenches are there? Crystal wrench. Would that be it? No. That would be what you need for anything Ars Magica related. Other wrench. Industrial craft. Multi-tool. I don't know. Force? I don't know what you need the force wrench for. There's this wrench, the quartz wrench, the prototype Omni wrench, the electrical wrench. The Omni wrench might work. Is that inside of my underpouch, or did I give that away again? Curses, it looks like I do not have the Omni Wrench. Okay, point is, if I'm here, and I flick that switch, is it going to travel up the cable? That's all I want to know. Right now. Just curious. In fact, to determine my curiosity, you see it. It's gonna have liquid. It's gonna need power. It's gonna output 100 different things at once. Anyway, point is, lever. Where is lever? Didn't make it yet. Alright, this is the moment of truth, guys. If this works the way I want it to, we've got a plan. We've got a plan for the craziest thing yet. Is the light on? The light is not on, but maybe that's because it's traveling through a block. Maybe Rednet needs a stronger signal. Right? Maybe that would work. Or maybe the signal needs to be going inside the Rednet cable itself. If it doesn't, that's on. That's not on. Keep in mind, guys, this is a FWIP, right? This FWIP here, he's never used Rednet cable before. All he knows is what he wants his result to be. Okay. This is not wholly bad. I'll tell you right now. All this means is that... Oh, right there's not a bad... That's a very bad place. Okay. So, thankfully you get the items back when you break these things. Actually, to make this work out here better, it would be right through here. That would be the correct area. Okay. Alright, so, assuming that this would work... Why does it do that, I wonder? Can I just stick a lever onto it? Yeah, I can. It's not looking for work, but if it wasn't on, would it be looking for work? No. No, that's not enough to prove that it's working or not. See, I just wanted vertical redstone. That's all. Some vertical redstone going up here. Very interesting that it does that on the walls, though, isn't it? I'm not totally sure how this Rednet stuff works. But if it worked the way I wanted it to, this would be very interesting indeed. And the light's on up top. And down at the bottom. Okay, so technically that puts redstone up and down. Vertical redstone. That's all I needed to know. That just means that when it comes to the Rednet cabling, it does need a direct interlocking face, right? I can't just stick a lever on and turn both this and that light on. No. What would need to happen is there's something there. And that will turn on everything, right? Am I incorrect? Or am I rocking it out now with the lamp on? Yes, I am. I'm rocking the lamp on. Okay. That means anything that this cable's connected to will actually be on. Fantastic. That means we need way more Rednet cabling. And I'm going to enjoy kind of playing around with it, too. It's not unsightly. I mean, you can see through it, sure. But it may just be what I need. Okay. Let's eat some carrots. You're all probably really wondering, Fwip, what is the big deal with the Rednet cable? Hey, vertical redstone is nothing to joke about, guys. This is the kind of technology that we, as Minecraft players, have been needing, like, in our builds for ages. I'll demonstrate, okay? Okay, so, picture this, okay? The grinder needs probably some sort of space upgrade so that it'll be able to look around, but that's okay. Those things are cheap. Those things are fine. Those things are dandy. I've got them already just sitting in my sewer blocks. Alright. So let's say, for example, I don't want this one here. Now, to make this look truly correct, this needs to come out right above the grinder block. Oh, yeah, that's too much. Right above the grinder block. Like that. Okay. Or that's too much. That's okay. So. It's too bad I can't really hold shift and place it. But, do you see what my point here is, guys? I don't think that you do. Okay. The point is, the soul shard and the mob grinder are going to work in tandem. Okay? All this cable stuff, slightly unnecessary, sure. I also don't think there's a limit on these. So let's say the grinder is here, and it's looking this way. I assume this is close enough. We place the soul cage here. And just to make sure that it's working, or not, we're going to grab a redstone lamp and place that next to it too. See? Now, that means that when I go in my ender pouch and grab this tier 5 zombie shard, well, that one hasn't been made yet. Anyway, there aren't horrible zombies coming to eat my brains right now. So, aka, that aspect of it worked. There is now a soul shard floating above here. It's going to spawn zombies. The grinder's going to munch them into pieces. That is... Let's double check that with the flick of a lever. Aha! I heard zombies. How about you? Thomic. Interestingness. Yeah, let's go with that. So again, location bound to the grinder block, which is through the wall. I'm just shift clicking to tell it which one. Okay. So seriously though, the main purpose right now is if this thing was theoretically getting power from here, would it give power to the mob grinder? Right? Does the transvector interface actually work with this? And the way to test this is very simply with the clockwork engine, the most primitive of all engines. I just need to stand here, right click. Now you saw, obviously, the grinder was placed. It had no power at all, right? So if we go back upstairs, you'll see the power is going through the tube into the transvector interface block, which I can't right click on, right? No, I don't know. I don't know if it's working. But the way to see if it is come over here to our grinder block. Is it receiving power? Oh, very slowly, but of course it's slowly. That's a clockwork engine. It's the worst kind of engine. So, let's think about this for a moment. It's going to be getting liquids, it's going to be getting other things, but that is the perfect place for it, isn't it? How would we get liquids out? Well, that'd be simple. A liquiduct. A liquiduct in some sort of tank. Iron tank would be the best option. We're not going that route. No, 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 no. We could just use a Tesseract setup, but I don't know how much we can actually store right now. Liquiduct. There we go. Let's grab some of them. We probably only need like this many. Could make some Tesseracts, but I don't want to go Tesseract-y all over the place. If I can avoid that, it'd be the better, because then, well, there's less stuff to render, there's less diamonds being used for no apparent reason, right? You understand, don't you? I mean, Tesseracts are a good way of using liquid, but there's better ones, I think, for this tiny situation. Essentially, I just need to get this liquid up here. There, and you just need more than 2, I think. I'm uncertain if this will work. Because 1 is there, 2 is in the floor here, and then I can't just put a tank there. Unless we remove this one. I'm a little hesitant to. There we go. Unknown yet, if you can just remove things. Okay, so how tall are we talking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't want to go more than 5 right now. I just want to test if this will work. Okay? Alright, alright. And the other system I want to test is just something very basic, too. I'm just thinking, I'm going to have a lot of things going on in this vicinity at once. Will it all work out? So, to test that, we're going to take ourselves an automatic wooden pipe, maybe some cobblestone transport pipes, and a hopper, and, well, not a dispenser. Something like a chest at the very least. And where's all our glass at? I'm going to need that glass. Actually, let's dump the plastic and stuff that we don't need anymore in there. Yeah, okay. So far, all of our testings into this world of magical machinery has been working really well. Right? Everything's going according to plan, so this is also the perfect opportunity for things to screw up. We're just going to use a basic buildcraft tank or two. Just to begin with. Very easily stackable, very easily in place, until we get a Tesseract iron tank set up, because I'm sure Hannibal will like the storage of all liquids in massive tanks. This will have to do for now. So all I need to do is shove this tank right there and tell the Omni Wrench that, yeah, that can be on. Oh, no. That didn't work out. Just need to right-click that one block right there. Yes, okay, now it's on. So, finally, to see if it will also work in, like, exiting mode or something, let's say we had a hopper. Let's say that hopper was... Oh, it doesn't like being attached to the wall, but that'll work. So, now then, we need to do one last thing. Now that I know the grinder is receiving power, but it's obviously going to need more power, we're going to go shut on. We're going to turn on the magma engines, give the system power, and see what happens. If it works out, I should be able to generate the liquid mob essence and put it into that upper floor. The mob grinder also is going to need a range upgrade, my bad. Probably. Unless I'm mistaken. I've never used it before. This is all speculation. Let's quickly go upstairs, check on that block, see if it needs any other kind of abilities, before we turn on the zombie spawner. If this works, and the grinder works with spawn zombies, I'm a genius. Okay, so it is full of energy. It also doesn't need any range upgrades. Okay, so my only recourse of action now is to turn the grinder and the soul shard on, see what happens. Well, that sounds horrible, doesn't it? The item hopper's not taking the items out of the system. Turn that off. Mr. Grinder. Are you actually doing anything, or are all the zombies only burning up in the sunlight? Oh. Okay, it's killing zombies time. I seem to have miscalculated slightly. I think. The grinder should be a mob harvester type deal. If this was going to work, I would have gotten some mob essence. In fact, the grinder would have used it. Oh, it did! Then why is the essence not going into this pipe through here? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry you guys had to see this. Guess what? Do you know what the problem is? Because when it comes to this. To the Liquiducts. The Liquiducts need a signal. Unless they don't need a signal, and I'm just being silly. Let's grab our wrench. Can't reach it from here. Thinking, Flip. Thinking time. Bow zombies. Okay, no, we're going in the corner. We're letting vampirism do its work now. This was a bad plan. Okay, apparently my house is now flooded with zombies. Okay, yeah. Yes, and they're all coming from above, so the only way to get out of this situation is, in fact, to kill them all, I think. They like to spawn with squids on their heads, don't they? Very clever, zombies. Very clever. There's a bit too many of you now, though. I'm not anticipating my happy survival at this. No, let's go downstairs, where the zombies have not gotten yet. And out the front door. The problem right now, I think, is I need to get power to the Liquiduct. That should be the only issue with my plan. Besides the mountain of spawn zombies that is currently attacking my house. Remember, friends, sometimes Flip's ideas, which apparently all involve placing tier 5 spawners inside of his house, problems happen. I think that was most of the zombie horde. Of course, they are giving me experience, if I'm not mistaken. And there's nothing the zombies are going to do of harm to me right now. Yeah, they are dropping heads and stuff, too, so... Oh, there you are. Goodbye. Spawn zombies will not drop spoils bags. That's kind of an important distinction here between spawn zombies and regular ones. But heads are always welcome, especially for that Malum aspect. Here they are. I think perhaps the grinder doesn't kill them instantly, which means I got problems. How many more are still here? I think that was all of them. Why am I not holding the vector interface block? God dang it. Alright, this isn't good. I need to throw away a lot of these items so that I actually have room for things. Okay, interface block, where'd you go? Zombies probably pulled it. It fell from here. I just want to explore the benefits of block power. And we're back! So, after all that chaotic tinkering of creating a few things and creating other things, I've got the trans-vector interface working. Basically, I'm using it as a power input right now, solely. Simply because I didn't want to tear apart my beautiful wall structure. But that's good. Even just being a separate thing from everything else makes that block worthwhile in my house, I'd say. I can see myself using a lot more of them in the future. So, the mob grinder. Yeah, it's doing a lot of things right now. It's taking power. It's putting liquid in this build craft tank, which is of course incredibly inefficient, but you know what? That's there for now. It just needs to be temporary storage. It's not even 2 buckets yet, so it's gonna take a long time. Point is, with my Omni wrench, I was able to switch that to green, and the one up there to purple. Purple for soul shard, green for the, you know, grinder after all. So as you'll notice here, what ends up happening is I switch this on. Down come the zombies from above. They can't see me in the blackout curtains. They couldn't get me anyway. See, they're all safely on this side of the curtain. And then all of a sudden I switch on the mob grinder. And it will start grinding up these mobs. Also, I want to kill this one. Ah, no. Too bad. But you'll see, as long as it's close to the grinder, ooh, all of a sudden negative 50,000 health. And all the drops that the grinder creates get dropped into a chest right behind here. Now my issue was, how do I get the items out of the mob grinder's chest? Hoppers didn't work. That's right, golems can pick items up in a chest they're assigned to, even when it's through a wall and a normal player couldn't open it. So I've got this lovely stone golem friend here, putting all the items that the mob grinder gets for me in this chest. And you know what? So far, It's been getting some very interesting things. I'm not sure what imbued armor means. Or even what magic resistance means. But if I wanted a whole bunch of already enchanted items, I suppose this is really good, especially for one or two things that are quite interesting. Let me just see here. I'm level 6 right now, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to take, say, something that's not all that useful here, like, say, this protection 2, and these boots, and just take these with me, bring them to the enchanting table, and unenchant them. Am I right? Hannibal was mentioning this to me the other day. If I grab the boots, like... Oh, cannot disenchant level not placed by yourself. Okay, never mind. Okay, they fixed it. There used to be an exploit that could be made in Enchantment Plus, wherein if you built meteorite gear in Hexit, and then, of course, that's automatically enchanted whenever you right-click it, you could then disenchant those items to get your levels to infinite. But, unfortunately, I suppose I can't disenchant these items. Gregteg's not here, so there's no magic energy absorber. I don't know what to do with them, other than perhaps strive to get an uncrafting table and thereby get a lot of resources. At the very least, though, this system is not that bad for getting experience, and I can just stand here and chop at these guys all day. They ain't getting me. Not one bit. I can shut off the spawner, let this thing do its magic, and very slowly I'll get more mob essence. And what is the point of mob essence, my friends? Oh, I'm very glad you asked. That is phase 2 of Fwip's magical, fantastic plan. But for it to be all completed, I'm going to need to build some more blocks, grab myself a reusable safari net, oh, and some syringes. Can you guess what I'm going to be able to do? It was a plan I thought up well, not that long ago, but over my hiatus, and it's time to put Fwip's magical, terrible plans in action. So, thanks for watching, everybody. This is Fwip saying, choppy choppy. Have fun, guys.